Hello and welcome to Rockstar Manager. I'm Dr. K, the management professor, and this episode is about leveraging secondary brand associations to build brand equity. First, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button down below and also hit the notifications button so you'll see each time I post a new video. In this video, we examine 8 different methods to elevate your brand. They are companies, through various branding strategies, countries or other geographic areas, through identification of product origin, channels of distribution, primarily through channel strategy, other brands through co-branding, characters through licensing, spokespeople through endorsements and mentions, events, usually through sponsorship and other third-party sources, kind of through reviews, reposts, and awards. Now let's dive into each one. There are 3 ways to conceptualize the leveraging process. You can do it through the creation of new brand associations, influences on existing brand knowledge, and through various guidelines. The idea of creating a new brand association is quite simple. You want your brand to be memorable, so top of mind that it's the go-to for the consumer. You can create a new brand association by pairing your brand with another brand. So let's say you love to knit scarves. What if you paired your brand with Nestle hot chocolate for a winter? Every time a customer bought that hot chocolate, they would think of your warm scarf. Another way to leverage branding is through the influence or effect on existing brand knowledge. Ideally, consumers have some brand recognition or brand awareness, and they hold positive and stronger feelings about it. Additionally, the brand should be meaningful. Since we already have strong positive feelings about the brand, we could leverage the meaningfulness of it. Examples here are that the brand originated in your hometown, that it started in honor of someone else, or for a specific cause. The last way to leverage branding is through transferability of knowledge. What I mean by that is, if the consumer already has strong positive feelings about the brand and finds it meaningful, how likely is the consumer to share this information with family and friends? When you are really happy with a purchase, you usually share that with people that you speak with regularly, right? That's why companies love your reviews so much. Every time the number of reviews that you have surpasses like another threshold, it gets bumped up in the algorithm. If they have a hot item, they want to brag about it, which in turn gets more people to purchase it. Genius. The last way to conceptualize the leveraging process is by establishing guidelines. A couple of guidelines to consider are commonality and complementarity. Commonality is a way to ensure that the association you want to build with your brand is in line with your standards, expectations, and likeness. Complementarity will align your brand in a strategic position. One example is when an ice cream shop creates a partnership with a coffee shop. There are not any competing menu items, so both satisfy the same relative target market. By leveraging this second brand, you can expand your customer base and the awareness of your brand. However, there's always risk. You give up a little control, there could be some unknown issues with the other brand, like a major public scandal or something like that about to break. That's not something you want to associate with. However, the idea of partnering could be fantastic for your brand. Companies have some options when it comes to leveraging their brand. For starters, they could create a new brand from scratch. They could also modify an existing brand, or they can take an existing brand and combine it with a new brand. Think about how we got smartphones. Having a corporate or family brand could be a tremendous start, but there could also be some watch-outs along the way. An example could be that a skeptical audience of one brand may carry that skepticism to the new brand associated with that company or that product category. Naturally, there may be secondary associations made through a company as a result of where it's located. In fact, many people choose or favor brands with national ties, such as Levi's jeans with America, Chanel perfume with France, BMW with Germany, IKEA with Sweden, Toyota with Japan, Gucci with Italy, and Samsung with South Korea. There are other local associations as well, such as I Love New York, Idaho Potatoes, Bourbon from Kentucky, and Rums from Puerto Rico. Another consideration of country associations regarding brands is not only where the brand is headquartered, but also where it's manufactured. For example, Levi's and Rawling baseballs are no longer manufactured in the US. Ironically, some well-known US brands are actually owned by foreign corporations, such as Budweiser, Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream, and Gerber. After COVID hit Italy hard, many Chinese bought local Italian stores so they could have their products with the stamp Made in Italy, further blurring the lines. Another association brands encounter is through the retail distribution process. The way retailers promote brands, how they stock brands, and how they sell brands. Furthermore, where the brand is sold can impact customer perception. For example, if a brand is sold at Nordstrom, it may naturally be perceived as having higher quality. Similarly, consumers may perceive brands based on the nature of who the retailer caters to, prestigious and exclusive, or maybe bargain shoppers. They can create a positive or negative ripple effect for the brand. Co-branding, also called brand bundling or brand alliances, occurs when two or more existing brands are combined into a joint product or are marketed together in some fashion. Co-branding isn't a new concept. Think about when Dairy Queen created its famous Blizzard desserts and partnered with all those candy bar brands. In fact, that's called ingredient branding. Sometimes you'll see credit card companies partner with other companies like Costco, Visa, or Nike partnered with Apple to create the Nike Plus footwear line with microchips that runners can sync to their phones. There are some other advantages to co-branding, which include leveraging experience, using one another's equity, reduced promotional costs, expanded brand awareness, and capitalizing on other sources of additional revenue. Nonetheless, there could be a loss of control, there could be a risk of the equity brand dilution, and brand focus and clarity could be blurred. Licensing creates contractual arrangements whereby firms can use names, logos, characters, and so forth of other brands to market their own brands for some fixed fee. Another way to think about this is to imagine one brand sort of renting another. Think about how difficult it is to license a Star Wars character, or back to the fashion world, putting Calvin Klein's brand name on luggage. Licensing is another way to provide legal protection. It prevents other organizations or competitors from illegally using the brand in an unauthorized fashion. Another way to leverage a secondary brand association is through celebrities. The strategy is to use the following of the celebrity to introduce the brand. The brand's image should align with the celebrity endorsing the product or service. The risk here is that if the celebrity gets into hot water, the brand is associated to him or her. The celebrity will likely have an established following, be likable and attractive in some way, and have some level of trustworthiness. The ultimate use of endorsement is when Oprah endorses something. If you had a product that she loved and shared it on her show, those brand or product owners became millionaires overnight. A couple of other risks to consider are obvious. There should be a reasonable match between the celebrity and the product, meaning you wouldn't have a vegan endorse a beef product. Additionally, the selection of one particular celebrity and his or her endorsement should be focused rather than having endorsements over hundreds of items. That minimizes how valuable the product is to that celebrity endorser. Sponsored events, sporting, cultural, or otherwise, can improve brand awareness, enhance new associations, or simply strengthen the brand. When people participate in an event with high energy and high excitement, they remember it. They tell their friends, family, coworkers, and when brands can positively associate with great experiences, they become memorable and likable. Think about the names of major stadiums, football championships, or even local festivals. Every time that name is spoken or that logo is seen, it spreads to more potential customers and strengthens the brand. Third parties are sources outside the brand itself. When other credible sources endorse brands, people pay attention. This can be as large as significant awards or as simple as building Google reviews for potential customers and algorithm enhancement. For example, when your professional references endorse you for potential candidacy of a role that you just applied for, and the hiring company feels confident that the people that you selected to endorse you will then buy your brand, meaning they pay you now to represent them or their workforce. Third parties can carry significant weight and are a great way to create leverage. Hopefully you have a better understanding of leveraging secondary brands to build brand equity. If you're interested in learning more about related managerial topics or marketing topics, you can find my book, Rockstar Manager from Theory to Practice. Build a rockstar business from ideation to inception in 120 minutes if you want to start a new business, or read Pearson's Strategic Brand Management 5th edition. Thanks for your time. Be your best you and be a rockstar manager.